Henk Akmans here, Supply Chain Dynamics Chapter 11, Virtuous and Vicious Cycles in ERP Implementation. Sysdea Gameplay 4, Managerial Perceptions and Actions. This part of the model describes what management sees and what management does. And indeed, in the history of the case, that played a crucial role in transforming a dead-end project into a successful one. And let's simply walk through how that works. It begins with that management initially has a rather misplaced, optimistic perception of how well the project is doing, which is simply at the target progress rate. What is that target progress rate? That is how many months this activity is expected to last. Just 2 months was the initial expectation. The actual progress, though, is quite different, of course. Not at all at that rate. So quickly, thus, with this information delay, does the perceived completion rate drop to a lower and lower level. As a result of that, management starts to see that the currently expected months remaining becomes a lot more. Basically, that is, suppose that you have 30 tasks remaining, suppose that you have 3 of those design docs per month, well, then probably you need another 10 months. That is what is business process to be specified, divided by the perceived completion rate, Little's law. But of course, there were only 6 months until the deadline. So with a target progress rate of a duration of just 2 months, that was fine. But quickly, all the buffer starts to be eaten, and as that happens, then the expected timely completion quickly starts to drop. There is this nonlinear function in here, but simply as fewer months remain, the likelihood that the whole process will be completed in time becomes a lot less. We can see the nonlinear function around here. And as you see, as more and more months are still needed, then the likelihood of timely completion becomes less and less. And there is a threshold set in its model at 0.4. At 0.4, likelihood, so 40% likelihood that this project will be completed on time, and you can change, of course, that number and see what it does. Then management starts to intervene. They switch on collaboration mode. Everybody has to collaborate from now on. And a whole number of things happen then simultaneously, and they also did so in the case. One of the things that happens is that we now say the current target duration is long. Hey, don't mind how long it takes. And so the target progress rate becomes a lot lower. Management realized that it was a lot more complex than they had thought. As a result of this, the current management satisfaction with progress, which dropped dramatically, starts to go up again. The satisfaction of progress is simply a nonlinear function which tracks the ratio between the perceived and the target progress rate. That's this function. And so if that gives rise to dissatisfaction, then indeed the current management satisfaction will drop considerably. And that satisfaction of progress, which is smoothed over time here, and the information delay we had already seen, has an effect on the willingness to collaborate. Okay, that's one effect of the switch. There are more effects. Another one is in interfunctional collaboration is that it's now forced that people really collaborate closely. So people are simply, basically locked up in a room, and the key was thrown away until they reached an agreement. That's what happened. What also happens is that the project team is being boosted here as a result of, indeed, again, that max collaboration switch. And that turned the project around, you might say.